Are you ready? You think you can smash this?
Absolutely.
This week, whilst I was out of office, my mum took the hot seat in one of my favourite childhood games. Guess who? But with a real life twist. Joined by my sister, my mum had to guess some of our most embarrassing situations we've both been in.
Who responded? I'm actually on my period.
I can't believe you don't know what an occupation is. That is so fucking stupid. Who said this? I wish mum and dad wore a condom.
Who set themselves on fire?
Who smashed a glass cabinet at work accidentally? It sounds worse than what it actually is.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the absolute shambles of these stories. Before we get into the video, people, you need to hit the subscribe button, that little red thing.
Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Out of Office, where I'm joined by my mama, Mama P. And you may remember this familiar face, Gina P, aka Queen of Southampton. My little bitch. Round of applause, everyone in our dining room. So there's questions on here of situations that myself and my baby girl bitch do a test on, like how well you know your own flesh and blood. So if Nab were done,
No pressure.
who set themselves on fire while christening their godson?
Pour more. Yeah.
Don't even. You stood there like a lemon. You stood there laughing. Basically, my little chunky godson, who I was christening at the time. So I like dunked him in, covered him in oil, leant forward, and do you know what the worst thing is? I didn't even feel I was on fire.
Nah. Shout out to our brother-in-law Harry for saving my sister's life.
My brother-in-law leaped up and was like, oh, it's just like people were cracking up left, right, and centre.
Sorry.
No, I felt sorry for her.
Yeah, once I knew that, like, how serious it was, I don't know about you guys, but my natural reaction is to laugh. You were bloody useless.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't useless. I had the
joking.
towels in my hand.
You could have used those towels to put me out.
I didn't know you were on fire.
What?
2020. If we knew that's how 2020 was going to go. Who smashed a glass? Who smashed a glass cabinet at work accidentally on...
Oh, Gina G. I remember the situation.
This is me. Right, so this sounds worse than what it actually is. So basically...
No, you need to rewind and say where you were working.
I worked at a place called Nauticalia.
Bell shop.
We had a glass cabinet which was quite stiff. And a guy came and asked to see something in there, and it was really, really stiff. So I pulled it too hard and it all shattered everywhere, including on...
And you were new at the job, weren't you? You were fairly new there.
I was there for 3 months.
Oh,
And smashed all over. The guy was in shock, so I just started crying.
Oh wait, whilst we're on the bell shop era, my favourite era of my sister, by the way, tell them about the telescope.
Basically, so we sold telescopes. We sold some telescopes. Selling telescopes. This guy came in with a really bad attitude and was like, how does this work? And I just said out loud, you just look through it.
I'm right, didn't you?
Yes.
So next. When they were on the phone to HMRC and asked what occupation, they responded, single. Who have you put? Yeah, that was a quick one. That was me. I'm thick as shit. I just didn't know what occupation meant. Do you know why she got this so quick? Because she was on the other line, like listening in.
Yes.
Because I think it was for like student loan, and all I heard was just giggling.
I can't believe you don't know what an occupation is. That is so fucking
What?
stupid.
It could have been a cute guy on the end, and they'd be like, single.
He probably wasn't thinking that. He was thinking, what a
Thicko.
shit.
What a thicko.
So, sorry. So, situation 2. When asked by a doctor if they were allergic to anything, who responded with bubble bath?
can't remember this one.
Yeah, that was me. I was very young at the
You
time.
cannot come up in here and tell Miss Occupation that bubble bath
He
is not
asked if I was allergic to anything. I didn't realise he meant like penicillin, paracetamol. So I just said bubble bath.
bubble bath.
Hope you get better with your illness. Here's some salts.
Who called Nike Huaraches hurricanes?
These are trainers, by the way.
I'm not sure about this one
She put you.
Why do you think it's me?
because Mothra was working for them and I think she would be able to pronounce the name properly.
You think?
Was it wrong?
Yeah.
You're wrong, Mama. I'm dyslexic.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
got.
I'm dyslexic.
I went to that place in Bournemouth. What was it called?
Consortium.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
went with me and my ex-boyfriend.
How it's spelt looks like a bit hurricaney,
Yeah, I suppose so.
but you got that wrong.
Next one is who wrote on their CV, judging by my surname, you can tell I'm Greek.
100%.
Yeah. Did you get a response?
This was my first ever CV, and then I gave it to my older sister to reread, and she was like, "What the fuck?" So I obviously
Why would they
changed
need
it.
to know if you were Greek?
I don't know, make it a bit jazzy.
I think it's kind of hideous. Is it velvet?
Too jazzy?
Yeah. Yeah, too jazzy.
Yeah.
Too jazzy?
I thought, you
Too
know,
jazzy?
they might be reading it, see my surname, be like, wonder
Yes,
where that comes from.
Oh, Cypriot.
Bam!
You're
There's
in.
me with the answer.
Absolutely.
Okay, well done, Mum. This is recent.
Went on the phone to a doctor and asked if they were bleeding. Who responded, I'm actually on my period.
This
This
one.
is so funny. Absolutely not.
Oh, sorry, I got it wrong.
Yeah, do you remember when you were in Cyprus and I ripped my neck?
Yeah.
In my
Oh, the
neck?
muscle.
Whatever.
Oh, so I wasn't here. So
No,
I
you
didn't
weren't here to nurse me back to
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
After 2 days of Tweedledee and Dad being Tweedledum, leaving me in bed to
It was not 2 days, it was like 2
I
hours.
think you were like, you need to ring like someone to
Yeah,
get
well,
antibiotics. Like, oh, what are your symptoms? And they were like, are you bleeding? Probably thinking like, are you bleeding from your neck? And I was like, I'm actually on my period. And Gina was like crying of laughter. Another thick situation. I should just not be on the phone to these like professional people.
No, you can
No,
tell
just
who
leave-
got the brains of the family. Who said this? I wish Mum and Dad wore a condom because they borrowed a weekend bag. Yeah.
Easy.
That was something that Gina
I'd
would say.
never say something like that because I'm not a nasty, trashy, sleazy.
Anyone out there who's got siblings, especially little sisters,
The middle child.
you will feel my pain when they borrow your stuff.
Get
without
another
asking.
bag.
I
Get
didn't have
another bag.
That was my weekend
It
bag.
was broken anyway.
Well, I still wanted it.
Anyway, Gina had an outburst, as she does when I borrow all her stuff. We're
Without
we're not
asking.
going to mention the foundation situation of 07 because we don't talk about that anymore. But the bag, she was like, went in, and I was like, just use another bag or a Tesco bag. And she just was like, I wish Mum and Dad wore a condom.
I do.
You'd be so...
She'll be so bored without her little sister there.
Tell everyone, when
Yeah.
I'm not here,
She misses you so much.
thank you. And
She gave us the fucking shits yesterday.
Right, okay, all right. Let's not go there.
I cooked them a delicious pasta with a little bit of...
bacon.
I threw up, she threw up, we all thought we were going to...
Lovely, welcome home. So the next question is, or situation is, who got food poisoning and nearly shit themselves at work? Yeah. Not
True.
even-
Honestly, worst day of my life. So I work in
Wearing
PR.
white trousers as well with you.
Brutal. Brutal Bianca next to
Trying to
me.
find the toilet in the middle of London, running around, and she said, "Oh my God, I can't hold."
I'm glad you find it funny that you do any of this shit. So
Yeah, bless.
I work in PR, so we have to take like journalists out for a meal. Had a nice meal, I have fajitas. Easy option. So me and my colleague, Emma, big up yourself, we were walking back to the station. She looked at me, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, sweating. I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. She was new at the time, like been there for about a month. I said to her, I was like, don't even say, but I think I'm going to shit myself. Anyways, and I was like this. I was like, get me into a Costa or a Pret or something. Go into the first Pret. They don't have any toilets or they're shut. Go into a Costa, they're like, you got to buy something. I shoved my purse, I was like, give me a water. Try and get into the toilet. Someone's obviously in the same situation I'm in. It takes half an hour and I'm in Costa, this. Get in there, do my business. She was like, do you think you're able to get back to the office? I'm looking at her like, I'm gonna have to try. So we get on the tube. What happens? We get stuck underground. I said to her, you know White Chicks where she's in trouble, she goes, move!
Move, bitch!
As soon as we got to Farringdon, I got off and I was like, I was running and I was holding my arse and I was in. You can write the ending of that story.
Oh dear.
And then I rang my mum, she's like, how was your day? I was like, I shit myself at work. How do you think my day was? She's like,
So the next question is, who got told? Are they even... This is horrible. Who got told? Are they even Greek when christening their goddaughter? Yeah, that was me. We don't have the best luck at christening.
anyway, if they want us to christen their babies, no.
As we said earlier, my sister's hair caught on fire at the last christening. My experience wasn't much better, so I can speak Greek, but I'm not fluent. Would you agree?
Yeah, you definitely understand
You
everything,
can
and you
talk.
do speak.
Go on then, say my name is Gina in Greek.
Do onomat moine Georgia. Basically, our priest wasn't the nicest. It was probably the worst 45 minutes of my life. So before we got there, I had this feeling, and I said to my sister, I actually said, I feel like mum and dad are going to fuck me over. And I was right. Before the christening, so I've never christened anyone in the Greek church, I said to my mum, do I have to say a lot of Greek? She was like, no, you've got a couple of phrases. Learnt them, got there. No, I had to read passages, I had to do like a million things that my mum didn't tell me. I couldn't pronounce the words and he was like dogging me to say it again and again and again and I could not pronounce it, to the point that he looked at my sister and went, is she even Greek?
And I went, no, bitch.
You could literally speak any language in the world and you could have attended that and you could see that I got absolutely fucked over. Honestly.
Again,
she
little
just
Miss
stood
Lemon
there.
stood there.
I looked
I
at
was
her
on
like,
fire.
I'm begging you to
could
help
argue
me.
with the priest. I thought
I'm not saying argue,
argue.
just be like,
You're not going to
"Leave
duck
her alone."
tackle him. Who cried in the club for Helen, our older sister's birthday, and sat in the corner eating grapes?
Mum didn't have to think about that.
No.
You wouldn't
Well,
catch me crying over a boy eating grapes in a club.
That was me. You know what? I was going for a rough breakup in college.
Rough breakup. You went out for like 2 minutes.
No, they did go out for a few months.
Yeah.
And
Did
she
you go
was
out for a
like,
year?
First boyfriend, first guy I ever introduced to my mum and up and dad.
Just sat in the corner crying her eyes out eating grapes. But that's not the end of the story.
no.
And that's the end.
Let's
My
go
mum
home.
got out of the car in her slippers and the police even got involved because they were like shouting on the side of the road.
They're like, get out the road.
So get out the bar!
So we just went home, didn't we?
No, we
Went to McDonald's. And Morpha does this thing, but when she's like angry, doesn't get her way, she doesn't talk. So like we were at McDonald's drive-thru and my mum was like, oh, what do you girls want? And I was like, oh, chicken legend. And her friend Mim was in the car and was like, oh, can I have a cheeseburger? Morpha, what do you want?
The silent treatment.
Nothing. I was like, well,
You ripped me away from my love.
and it's so funny because I bet you were starving as well.
I remember me and Mim going to sleep and I could hear her chowing away and then I was like this.
Who had a monobrow when they were younger and shaved it down the middle? Morpho, yeah, obviously. Look at her.
No. She's beautiful inside.
I have you know, Little Miss Fleeky is my nickname. But yeah, I had massive eyebrows. Like, did you not look at me when you were younger and think, oh,
No.
hairy baby?
No, not at all. It's better to be hairy than not have any hair at all.
But okay,
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
Let's put it all on the table. Did you look at me and think, Jesus Christ?
No, I looked at you as a beautiful baby when I brought you home.
Gina used to call me Punjabla.
Which is
It's a made up word that always used to make me cry.
I'm a savage. Like that.
Cut.
Cut.
Yeah, and I just basically
Cooked.
Caught. I caught it. I hoofed and I sang the picture not to say.
And that is a wrap for episode 1 of Guess Who. Shout out to my mum for scoring a tremendous 10 out of 12 and for my sister coming along and sharing our embarrassing stories with you lot. Tune in next time where a new guest will take the hot seat and to see how well they know us.